Here we go. This is the beginning. Hey! We're on it. We're on Route 7 of the Carretera Austral. How exciting! My reasons for being excited about this road, or this part of our journey, is that this particular route, the Carretera, has led our travelling plans from the beginning. It's been the main reason that we wanted to come visit Patagonia, so that we could do this road trip. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal actually. I'm really excited for the photography opportunities there. I feel like we're going to pass through many beautiful places. 4 different national parks, I think. We've got Pumalin National Park, Quaila, Patagonia National Park, and there is a 4th one, can't remember it. So we started day 1 with a lovely coffee from a place called Café Folks, which is in Puerto Barras. We also got a little treat. We got 3 bags of coffee from there, freshly ground this morning. So I'm hoping that should last us for the entire length of the road trip. Smells absolutely delicious as well. We also did a few errands, got some new tyres on the van, of 4 seasons as well. This van was pathetic going up the grass, so we decided to go for a bit of a change. 4 season tyres, ready for them dirt roads. Had oil and filter change done. We also picked up our Padron, which we've been needing to get for a while, which is like a vehicle certificate here in Chile. Just helps you cross borders. So we're going to cross the border again, further down on this Carretera Austral over into Argentina. So that'll come in handy. It's a nice job ticked off the list. I've got a few facts about the Carretera Austral in case you're interested, also known as the Route 7. So this particular route is over 1,200 kilometers long, so fairly long. It's also known as the most beautiful road in the world, which is definitely one of the main reasons why I want to do it. Construction began in 1976, I believe, and it's been an ongoing project since then. So I think currently the road's about 30 to 40% unpaved, but it could be different, I don't know. I think they continue to just tarmac the road further and further and further each year, bit by bit. The route starts in Puerto Montt and ends in O'Higgins, which is the southernmost town or village at the far end of the Carretera Austral. The route winds through forests, glaciers, and I'm super excited to see all of it. Cannot wait. Temperate rainforest, it's got it all. It's got it absolutely, it's got it all. Everything. Straightforward. It was a couple of minutes queuing up, and the lady took our payment of £12, and we were onto the ferry. It took 45 minutes to get across. So yeah, very easy. There are 3 ferries along the Carretera Austral. Technically it's 4 ferries overall. the second ferry is a two-parter. The first ferry, which we've already done, was a short-ish one, 45 minutes long, set off just outside of Puerto Montt, so relatively close to civilization. And it was super simple, just turn up there, pay your £12, drive on. We took off within a matter of minutes, and it was 45 minutes later, driving off the other side. Super, super easy. The second ferry, which we're going to get on Saturday, it is now Monday, so we've got a good few days before we have to get moving. We've got a fair bit to explore around here. Hornupien National Park, I think it's just down the road, so yeah, we've got plenty of time until our second ferry. And the second one is one you have to book. You have to book it quite far in advance actually, and it takes around 4 hours, so it's a fairly long one. Super excited for it actually, because I think it's going to wind through lots of fjords and maybe past some glaciers, so that should be really cool. Lots of good wildlife along that one, so we're really excited for that ferry actually, really excited. We've got to wait until Saturday, so you have to be there 2 hours before, so we have to arrive at 8 AM, set off at 10. It takes 4 hours, so we get there at 2-ish. It does cost about 80 quid for that one, which is a fair bit, but it is a long way as well, so it's worth it. The fourth ferry is quite a lot further down. It's only if you go into V.O. Higgins, which I think we are going to do, but we're not sure yet. It depends how much time we've got, because we do need to cross the border back into Argentina to then drive down and then cross back into Chile, because we missed the super, super long ferry by, I reckon, minutes, because you have to book it months in advance. There was availability for us, passengers, but not for the vehicle, so I think we just missed out on that one. We've got a little bit of a decision to make, whether we go all the way to V.O. Higgins and then finish the Carretera Austral officially and then drive back up the same way, cross into Argentina, back down into Chile, and then down again to wherever we're going, Ushuaia and beyond. So yeah, lots to think about. We've set up camp for the evening. Found an absolutely beautiful wild camp spot on Overlander. This is just perfect. It's really, really peaceful today. Really calm, not much wind. A little bit of cloud in the sky, but it's mostly blue. It's just incredible. Really, it's nice. I think there's quite a few good camp spots along this coastline. We've got a nice view of Hornupien National Park across the water. A few fishing boats going around. Dolphins. I've seen more dolphins already, which is just mind-blowing. I'm getting used to seeing dolphins now, which is pretty cool. You can see it. I can't really see the screen, but wow, look at it go. Whoa! Whoa! That's sick! Today's been extremely wet, was expected, so we took a nice drive around the coast, saw some more dolphins, which was amazing. Did a little bit of photography, not a great deal. I think the drive was about an hour long, so it was really scenic, but very misty, raining, atmospheric, but a bit like Wales. We also went for a bite to eat, had some lovely local fish, which was really nice, and now we're just parked up for the night. Managed to park at like a waterfront spot just in the town. So I'm just going to get some rest tonight really, pretty tired. We've got another rainy day again tomorrow, but I think tomorrow afternoon / evening it'll clear up. Hopefully we can get outside a bit more tomorrow and enjoy a bit of sun, because the views around here are just insanely good. When we first saw the mountains here today, we were like mind blown. It was one of the moments where you feel like, all right, this is the road trip we've been waiting for. Excited for the rest of it. We'll go here till Saturday and then we'll be on our way. I'm now back at wild camp spot number 1. We were over in Horner PN and it was pure blue sky, really nice day. And I thought, let's go back to spot 1 because it was nice and peaceful, quiet. And as we were driving over here, we've just been shrouded in clouds. It's a really great spot actually. We didn't see anyone last time, so hopefully same again today. Up bright and early this morning. It is 7 AM. We're catching the ferry, which is at 10. So you have to arrive here 2 hours early. We got here a little bit earlier than that because I like to be on time, or early, obviously. There's about 6 cars in front of us, so I'm not the first. People have been arriving just after us too, so I think by 8 o'clock the road's going to be full. Hope it's a big ferry. It's really foggy this morning, but it could lift within the next hour or so. It could be quite dramatic on the boat. Ready to move on to Pumalin National Park, get some hiking done. So yeah, I'm really excited. Excited for the ferry ride as well. Should be really good. It's a nice long 4-hour ferry too. So there'll be lots to see, lots to do on the ride I think. Catch you in a bizzle. made it. We got off ferry number 2. We had to drive down a bumpy gravel road for about half an hour. We've made it to camp now, which is a beautiful little spot. It's like a national park campsite. It's just got 5 or maybe 6 allocated spots. It's got public toilets, cold showers, and a little viewpoint of the lake. So it looks pretty cool, but I'll show all that in a sec. But firstly, I need to go and inspect the van, because as soon as we got off the ferry, just this jangling noise, and I was like, oh, something's broke, something's fell off the bottom. So I'm gonna go and have a look now. Wish me luck. My guess is that it could be the spare wheel holder. I had to do a makeshift wheel holder last time, so anyway, we'll have a look. Oh, there you go. Yep, it's the wheel holder. So back in the desert, I had to bodge this cage up with a bungee strap. It looks like it's snapped off, because that now is loosey-goosey. Not good. The thing that goes through from inside down like a hook to hold up this broke in the desert. I've still got it, but I haven't got the right nuts and bolts to put it back together. So this was my improvisation. Now that's done for. These bumpy roads are ruthless. They really are. There she is. Wonder Woman. Yeah, look at that. Good little camp spot. Toilets up there. This is a little allocated spot. There's another one up there, a bit further up. There's no hot water, stuff like that. No electricity. But this is more than perfect for what you need. The ferries over were really, really good actually. They had electricity. They were really comfy. For the most part, we stood on the top deck and just enjoyed the views. Took quite a few photos actually with the telephoto, so I'll pop them up as well. Now we're in Pumalin, and it's unreal. Can't wait to explore this place. We've got a lake just behind me there. Nice little spot for the night, and then we're going to go on a hike tomorrow up a volcano which erupted in 2008, I think. So yeah, still signs of devastation. Should be interesting. Looking forward to it. Anyway, I'm going to get some dinner, have a wash. Look at this little. Horseflies are a nightmare. Serious nightmare. If you want to go shorts and t-shirt like me, you're going to get attacked. So I think for tomorrow's hike, probably cover up a little bit more. But yeah, they've been pretty relentless tonight. Some of these Alersa trees are 3,000 years old. It's just a crazy thought, isn't it? 3,000. I'm 32, I feel old. So I've been in Pumalin National Park for the last 4 days. It's been really incredible. Pumalin was high up on my list for Patagonia, so it was nice to spend that time there. It's been really, really good. Yeah, the scenery there is just incredible. Found some good camp spots too, did some good hikes. Really grateful that we got to spend a little bit of time there. It was extremely wet, which made it slightly challenging living in the van, but it was all good. There's some people like living in tents and stuff, so we still felt pretty lucky to have a van. Over the next week or so, we'll probably head down to Carretera National Park. But before we get there, we found a really cool wild camp spot in between here and there. So we're going to spend the night there tonight, which is really exciting. Yeah, it's highly rated, this wild camp spot. Everyone on iOverlander says it's the best spot on Route 7. That's a huge comment to make, so I'm feeling really hopeful for it. The weather's a little bit mixed. Hoping the sun comes out a little bit later on for us. Might be able to have a swim in the river, but we'll see how it goes. I'm tempted to even go back there in a few days. We've got a little bit of work to get done on the van, which we've been struggling to find a mechanic for. We just need the spark plugs changing, which is a pretty simple job, but we've been let down by a few mechanics already. We found a mechanic in, I think it's pronounced La Junta. So he's going to have a look at that hopefully tomorrow. So we'll wild camp tonight, go to the garage tomorrow. He'll take a look at it, depending how long it takes. We might end up going back to that spot over the weekend if the weather's better too, but we'll see. Well psyched for it. We've had an amazing few days out in the wilderness. We stayed at the most beautiful, perfect wild camp spot for 2 nights, which was just unbelievable. I think that's going to be hard to beat if I'm honest. It was a spot on iOverlander, I think well known by travellers, but really, really quiet, where we didn't see anyone else there. It's this little dirt road that you take for a few kilometres, and you just come up to this spot right next to the Blue River. It's absolutely amazing. It's got like fire pits set up there, loads of logs to sit on, the most perfect turquoise blue river. We also got the van fixed. We stayed at a campsite last night. We just needed to reset, charge the batteries after the wild camps. It was a beautiful, beautiful campsite. It was in Carretera National Park, and we could see the hanging glacier from the campsite. So today, instead of visiting the glacier, we're going to go and do the Bosque Encantado walk. Thanks to one of you who commented on my earlier videos. I recommended this hike to me. I know it's technically a closed trail, but we're going to go for it anyway. We're well up for like crossing rivers and doing what we need to do to get up there. So I think the trail's like definitely doable, but there's no bridge and stuff over the river. So we're going to get our poles out and take the shoes off and go for it. arrived in Coyhaique and it's absolutely tipping it down. We've just got absolutely soaked, but you get 2 DOS cheeky cinnamon buns. Been to the Patagonia store, been to get fuel, been to Sodimac, saw some bits for the van. I'll show you that later on. We need to fix the thing that holds the spare wheel up. Finally got somewhere where I can saw some parts, so did that. Now we're going to go for a climb. Found the climbing wall, which is next to the bakery. We've just spent a few days in Coyhaique, which is the second biggest town after Puerto Montt on the Carretera Austral. We just stayed in the campsite for a night, explored around the town, or the city. We've got a lovely loaf of sourdough here, and now we're back on the road. We're heading towards Cochrane. It's spelled like Coch, as in red in Welsh. We're heading there for Alice's birthday, which is on the 18th. So we've got about a week now in between where we are now, just outside Coyhaique and Cochrane. We've got about 7 days, but we'll probably get there in 5 days' time maybe. We've got Cerro Castillo to explore on the way, which is meant to be beautiful. I think that's about an hour and a half from where we are now. So we might spend the night there, or maybe a bit further along, we'll have to see. I forgot to mention, the other thing that I bought was a hot water bottle. Last night was pretty cold. It got down to it must have been near to freezing, I think overnight. I definitely felt it. So Alice found a nice hot water bottle for us to share. I think we'll end up fighting for it off each other. That's the problem. So we were heading towards Cerro Castillo, but then we decided to head on a different route because we couldn't find a good camp spot there. And I saw this detour, which is the X723, and it's supposed to be a really, really, really good detour from the Carretera Austral, which gives you magnificent views towards Cerro Castillo. So we're sort of going away from it now, and then we'll head back on towards Cerro Castillo, but on a really bumpy gravel road. And I think there's a few wild camp spots along the route, which is good, so we'll probably spend the night there. And then we'll head into Via Cerro Castillo tomorrow, see what that's about, and then hit the road again. Might get some unique views this way rather than taking the same photos everyone else takes on the day hike. So feeling hopeful, and there's a fresh coating of snow on the mountains. I was speaking to a Canadian lad yesterday in the campsite, and he said that the snow only fell day before yesterday, so it's all pretty fresh. It looks really cool, and it's one of them days where the light's in and out of the clouds quite often, so see what happens tonight. had an amazing 4 days in Cerro Castillo, and now, as you can probably tell, we're back on the road. I think it's a bumpy road now, all the way down to the border, back into Argentina. We're just going to take our time, probably drive a couple of hours today, a couple of hours tomorrow, and we'll probably get to Puerto Rio Tranquilo, which is our next stop. And then we're heading down to Cochrane for the 18th, which is Alice's birthday. And then Chile Chico is not too far from Cochrane, I don't think, so that's where we cross the border back into Argentina. It's been really, really good. As I said, we had 4 days, 2 nights wild camping in the most amazing place. I'm bringing out a video just on that one place, so it's that good. And then we had a lovely time in a campsite for 2 nights as well. Yeah, that's it really. We're just on a bumpy road now for the foreseeable. Spent the night in Puerto Rio Tranquilo last night at a campsite. It was alright, pretty average. Not a lot to say about it really, but the place is beautiful. We're thinking of coming back here, maybe to a Marble Caves tour after we've been down to Cochrane for a little bit. The road was not too bad, a bit bumpy in places, but not too bad overall. Very dusty. It's been alright so far. I'm excited to get down to Cochrane actually. We've got a little Airbnb booked for Alice's birthday. Alice is 30 on Wednesday. So we're treating ourselves to a little place to stay. The water is just amazing. It really is. It's so blue.
I'm 30 today.
She's 30 and flirty. Happy birthday, Al. You're gonna have a great day today.
Thank you.
Get some birthday cake.
Birthday cake!
So the drive down from Puerto Rio Tranquilo to Cochrane was absolutely beautiful. We passed turquoise rivers most of the way down. It was like the roadside was running along the river, which is great. It was bumpy in places, but that's expected, I think, in this region of this part of the world. It's just the roads are all pretty samey, pretty bumpy. The tarmac's all right when it's there, but most of the gravel is pretty bumpy. So that was that really. There was quite a lot of road works we knew about actually. The road was closed from 11 till 3:30. Well, supposedly 3:30. They ended up opening the road back up at 5 o'clock, so we had to sit in the traffic for a while and wait, but I had a film downloaded, so yeah, it wasn't too bad actually. Yeah, it's not a bad drive overall. We managed to, once we got to Cochrane, we found a wild camp spot and we decided to spend 2 nights there because I booked a cabana for Alice's 30th birthday, which is where we are now. But when we arrived in Cochrane, we had a bit of time to kill, so we found a really good wild camp spot on Overlander. It was next to a lake, which was really, really cool. The lake was pristine, clear water, some nice views of the local hills and mountains, so that was really cool. So yeah, it was nice to unwind there before we came up to this cabana, really, and sorted ourselves out. We did, like I said, 2 nights wild camping there, met some locals, which was cool, had a little chat to them, all really friendly. Went for a few dips in the water, just really, really nice spot. It was right next to the Carretera. And then, so we woke up there on Alice's 30th birthday, had a nice little chilled morning, made a coffee, went for a swim, and then we made our way back to town, get some supplies ready for like our check-ins to the cabana which we're at. And it's been really beautiful. We've been here for 3 days now. We're checking out tomorrow morning, and it's just been perfect. It's like loads of space, massive decking area outside, great views over the town and the surrounding hills. Yeah, it's just been good to reset everything. We've tidied the van properly, we've been through all our clothes, we've charged all the batteries for the cameras, and so we have really, really enjoyed our time here. Cochrane has been a really nice little town. On Alice's actual birthday, we found a nice little cafe, got some cake and a coffee, and it's been really, really nice. But we've decided that this is the most southern point that we're going to come to on the Carretera Austral, because we need to cross the border in Chile Chico. So we were debating going to Villa O'Higgins, but we decided against it because it's quite a lot further. It's another ferry crossing. So yeah, we're going to cross the border, get back into Argentina, and then go from there. We've got some pretty cool plans after we do cross the border, but I think that's for another video. Yeah, it's been really fun. So that's the end of our Carretera Austral experience. On day 27, we drove back up the Route 7 to Chile Chico, which is where we finished our route, crossed back into Argentina. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go down to Villa O'Higgins, but the lake drive up to Chile Chico was amazing. It was really beautiful. So I feel like we didn't miss out on too much there. So the big question, was it worth doing? And I'd say 100%. It was an amazing experience. It definitely lived up to my expectations. Yeah, legendary route. So if you get a chance to do it, definitely do it. It's amazing. It really, really, really is cool. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful or insightful. Whether you're going to do the Carretera Austral soon or you want to do it, if you hadn't heard of it, hopefully it's inspired you to do it. If you've got any questions at all, just pop them in the comments. I'll do my best to help out. If you're in the planning process or anything, it could be really helpful to speak to someone that's done it. So yeah, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Personally, one of my favourite parts of this trip was being in Cerro Castillo. If you haven't watched it already, I posted a longer video about that one. It shows me trying to capture the perfect sunset there. So if you haven't watched that already, please go and give it a watch, and I'll see you next week.